Hi everyone, Tiffany Ashton with ClinEssentials. I am here to show some of our newer CRAs how you should pack your suitcase for an upcoming monitoring visit. This is my suitcase right here. Just depends on your preference. You can have any type of suitcase that you like. Do make sure that your suitcase can fit on the plane. You can just put it in the overhead, or maybe you can get it underneath the seat in front of you, but you want to make sure that your suitcase can be something you take with you and you have with you at all times, so you don't have to check your luggage. And that's very key when you're monitoring and when you have flown from one city to the next and you just landed. Every minute is crucial. So imagine you checked in your luggage and you're sitting at the carousel waiting. That's 30 minutes or so that you've lost waiting for your luggage to come out from under the plane. So keep it as a carry-on size. So as soon as the plane lands, you have your work bag, your luggage, and let's get going. So that's tip number one. Another thing that I would mention, you want to try to minimize the amount of clothes that you take. So let's just say you're gonna be gone for 2 days out of that week. Take 2 bottoms, 2 tops, 1 sweater. That could work with both outfits, some comfortable shoes. Let's keep it very minimal. That is key. When I went to my first investigators meeting, I had so much luggage. They laughed at me actually. So they were like, how long are you gonna be here for? And I was like, 3 days. They were like, and you needed that big size luggage? And I was like, yeah. And it was just because I didn't know how to pack. I packed everything under the sun for my investigators meeting in Florida, but I didn't need it. I didn't use it. So just try to minimize what you pack. You wanna have 1 or 2 bottoms, depending on how many days you're gonna be there, pants, skirts, or you can have dresses, have your tops, and then always have your sweater. Either if you are a man or a woman, you don't know the conference rooms that you're gonna be monitoring in. It can be cold and chilly, and that's the last thing that you wanna do is be chilly all day while you're monitoring. So make sure you have your sweater. Also check your weather for where you're going. Sometimes I used to fly from sunny California to Utah in the middle of winter. I was like in shell shock. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do with this weather. So make sure you check the weather for where you're going, because you want to have the appropriate gear, a scarf, gloves, hat, big coat. And the biggest tip that I can say is your shoes. Your monitoring visit is not the time to break out your new shoes that you've never worn before. And if you are a woman, flats are so much better than heels. If they are heels, make sure they're heels that you can walk in. And the reason being is sometimes you get to a site, you may park in one building and you may have to walk way 10 or 15 minutes to get to the research unit. And then maybe you have to do drug accountability. You may have to walk another direction or to another building, at some point of the day. And if the PI is in another building, you might have to walk another 10 minutes in that direction. So you just have to have reasonable shoes when you're on your monitoring visits. Definitely, maybe after you are finished with your visit, if you want to go to dinner, you can wear your nicer, fancier shoes, but you want to be practical. When you walk on the site, you don't know if you're going to be walking distances, having to stand. One time I was monitoring in an exam room and it wasn't practical to sit in the patient's seat and monitor on the exam bed. And so I literally stood the whole 8 hours, and luckily I had flats on my feet. Otherwise, that could have been problematic. But just a practical tip on packing. You want to pack a small amount, just what you need, check your weather, and then make sure your shoes are reasonable, practical shoes that you can stand or walk distances in. So hopefully those tips were great for how to pack your suitcase. Be sure, if you have any other tips, drop them below in the comments. We'll love to hear about it. We love to share in this community what's working well. Any questions that you may have, definitely drop them below. And here's a bonus tip actually. Make sure you print out your itinerary for your visit that you're gonna be traveling on. And if it's multiple legs, make sure you print the entire itinerary and also have the travel agency number programmed into your phone. Sometimes flights get canceled. Sometimes you need to connect out of a different airport. You want to call that travel agency and you want to say, hey, I'm stuck in Houston, Texas, and I need to be in San Diego, California in 2 days. What can you do? How can you reroute me? So you definitely want to make sure that you have that travel agency's number programmed in. That's going to be so essential. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.